Welcome back to the Manor Entropians. Julian McBain here. And we are back on migration. Let me tell you, it's been one heck of a Tuesday. I have been rolling since 10 o'clock this morning. My final meeting ended about 15 minutes ago. I got home from my final meeting 15 minutes ago. So, it's been busy. But I am really happy I made it home in time to do this. Because this is what I do it for. This is what it's all about. So, we're heading out to the hunting grounds. But before we get started, if you're new to the channel, welcome to the Manor. Make sure you take a moment and subscribe down below. We are on the road to 13 million subscribers, one subscription at a time, so make sure you subscribe. Also, please consider going to patreon.com/JulianMcBain if you want to support my work. If you do, you will get a copy of The Modern Entropian, along with my newest ebook, Personal Finance for Gamers. It's almost 13,000 words of wisdom. No, I'm sorry. I think that one broke 15,000 words of wisdom on how to get your finances together after 8 years in industry and growing. I do want to give a shout out to my patrons today, and that would be Red Kryptonite, who has been here the longest. Thank you so much. And my two newest patrons, Jay Lambertson and Game Citizen. Thank you so much for your support. All right. Hey, Whispers, how's it going? Just in on migration. In on migration. Although, Virtueverse did announce the next backers test, which will be at the end of this month. So, Friday the 28th, my live stream will be in Virtueverse, doing their new dungeons. And so I'm looking forward to that. For those of you who don't know, Virtueverse is an up-and-coming real cash economy MMO. It has a dynamically different engine than Entropia, so it's not looking to directly compete with Entropia. But there's going to be some crossover, because that's kind of inevitable. Let's try to see if we can't get some of the 14s. We might be stuck with 16s tonight, which is not ideal. But you do what you have to. Whoa. Hello. Oh, I hate it when it does this. Some sort of lag. My latency is pretty good, though. We don't find 14s pretty quick. We're just going to hop on and kill 16s. I know the 14s have got to be around here somewhere. I was hunting them just the other day. God forbid I find them again. Because right down there is where the actual migration trail starts. Yep, looks like we're going to be hunting. Oh, there's some 14s here. So probably at the quote-unquote edge of this particular group. So we'll do what we have to. That is okay. Pop the Leprechaun. Only 18% to go before he's level 7 and can come up on foreign worlds. Hey, Jay. Oh, Whispers, we haven't got a topic yet. Usually that's kind of organic. That's the beauty of these live streams. I usually don't come in here with a preset topic. You know, we walk in, we chat about things. This is a much more laid-back atmosphere than my soapbox lectures that I often give. But I mean, you know me, I'm up for anything. I'm up to talk about just about anything except the two no-nos. And for those of you who aren't aware, the two no-nos are, I don't talk about religion or politics. That's a hard pass under any circumstance. Which is ironic, considering I'm running for office in my state, but that's as far as that goes. But let's start out with Oh, I was thinking about the 80-20 rule. And the 80-20 rule is that 80% of your results comes from 20% of your efforts. And this kind of comes in from my McBain moment earlier today, and I was really thinking about it, and it's true. You know, of all the content that I put out, 80% of my subscribers comes from 20% of my content. I'm pretty sure 80% of my subscribers come from Entropia Universe, of which I put out 2 videos a week. And so, and that's the way it should be. That's good. That's how we know where our most effective. That's how we know where we're being most effective. But I find it funny that it's something that you can find in every part of your life. You ordered your longsword and installed a new motherboard. Okay. And I thought you had taste, Jay. AMD? No, I'm kidding. I got nothing against AMD. I will say there was a time when I would take AMD over Intel any day of the week. Now, it's kind of 50-50 until you get top tier, because I don't think AMD has a solution to the i9. I know they have a parallel to the i7. I don't know if it's quite as good as the i7, but I know it's close enough. But I don't think AMD has come up with a solution to the i9. Hey, Kat. Thank you for joining us. AMD is a company that makes computer processors. So you've got Intel and you've got AMD, and those are the 2 powerhouses. No pun intended. And AMD used to be the processor to have. Back during the Pentium age, AMD could run circles around Pentium processors all day long. When Intel introduced the i-series, it got a lot tougher for AMD. They've got a lot of similar products, and they can compete up to the i7, but as I was saying before, I don't know that they have a product to compete with the Intel i9. That is fair, Whispers. That is absolutely fair. Like I said, I've got nothing against AMD. I used them for years. They've always been a good company. Their processors are tanks, as far as I'm concerned. I have put AMD processors through their trials, especially on my back during the Pentium age. Still not entirely sure how I got that computer to handle Battlefield, but it did. The graphics card didn't like me much, but it did. But yeah. Okay. See, I hadn't heard of the Threadripper, so I didn't know they had come out with that technology yet. I don't like overclocking chips. I know that, like, with my i7, I could overclock some serious power out of it. But from what I understand, it actually cuts down on the lifespan of the chip. And my computer is already a furnace to begin with. I can't imagine the heat it would put out. Okay, that's fair, Whispers. Well, you don't. There isn't a whole lot of call for multi-threading in gaming. Hey, no, we're glad you're here. I mean, I'm a tech geek to a certain extent, but my knowledge only goes so far. I used to be a lot better versed when I worked at Best Buy. And that was a crash course in modern technology, because boy oh howdy, if you had asked me back in like 1999, I would have been able to give you the stats on the computer, and I would have thought it was the cat's meow, because at the time it was. You know, I was so happy when my family got its very first computer with its 28.8 modem and Pentium processor. My friends were all jealous. And then I picked up mine with the massive 6 gigabyte hard drive, and I think it was a 2.1, or no, it was a 2.2 gigahertz processor. I also just put a massive age on myself. Ugh. Explains why I have so much gray hair. Hey, Tails Gaming. Nothing huge. We're just getting started. I've been playing for about 10 minutes. So, yeah, we're just getting into it, and apparently we're talking hardware, which is aces in my book. 8-inch flop. Oh god, the 5.5s. The big black floppy disks, right, Kenrick? I actually, so, as a joke, you know, my friends and I were joking, because we saw the post. I don't know if it's real or not, but someone said someone 3D printed a save icon, and of course it's the 3.5-inch floppy. So I actually did the calculation. If you were to install World of Warcraft, which of course everyone knows what World of Warcraft is. If you were to install World of Warcraft using 3.5-inch floppies, I calculated it out to require something like, it was some absurd number. I think it was 73. At the time that I did it, and this was back during, This is Warlords of Draenor, so this was a couple expansions ago. I actually calculated the number of 3.5-inch floppies that would have taken. And the... Shut up, Kenrick. You play Diablo, I know you know what WoW is. Yeah, I did that as a joke, and I said, oh yeah, it's X number of floppies, and then one of them goes, did you pull that out of your ass, or did you do the math? I said, no, I did the math. Their response was, but you're tanking. I said, so? I have a Nog, I only need one hand to fight. I had a calculator in front of me. Zip disks. Oh god. That's a term I haven't heard in a while. Oh wow, I forgot about these. 100 megs of data. That was a lot of storage back then. For the Horde! Yes. God, that was a long time ago. Hey, wow, 9 people. Thank you for joining me tonight. If you could all do me a favor and hit that like button for me, or excuse me, smash that like button. It really helps me out, and I appreciate it. And if you're new to town, consider subscribing. Oregon Trail. That game is amazing to this day. My son actually has, so get this. He bought a pocket arcade, like the old pocket arcade things, except it has a full LCD screen on it. Like, no shit LCD screen. And it has the original Oregon Trail. Like, the original format, everything. The only difference is the colors of the screen. I'm kind of jealous, to be honest. Oh, Jesus. Commodore 64. Okay, so here's one for you. I had my first computer at the age of, like, 8. It was a TI 99/2001. It had cartridges. Or you could program it using BASIC. There was one game called Amazing, A-M-A-Z-E-ing, where you were literally a mouse running through a maze for cheese, running away from cats. And I swear to God, if I could find that game today, I would play the shit out of it. Because you could have no cats, 1 cat, or 2 cats. And you could have dumb cats or smart cats. This was sophisticated programming back then. Like, that took a lot to be able to put into a cartridge game. I honestly kind of think it would be cool if someone would build a game just like it today, but using like modern technology. So you're the mouse in the maze and you're running and you've got the cats there. It'd be kind of like Mouse Guard, to be honest, except you don't get any weapons. Your whole goal is to find the cheese and get the hell out. I think that would be a lot of fun. Especially in VR. Oh god, VR. Do that shit in VR. People would get hurt if they were to do something like that in VR. The cat comes around the corner and it's bigger than you and you'd be like, ah! Yes, I know. I'm a huge retro gaming geek. I figure you all know that by now, but I am. I love retro games. It hurts my heart some to know that the games I grew up on are now considered retro. Not gonna lie. Because, yeah. I mean, Amazing is bad enough because it's an old TI 99/2001 cartridge, but you know, even the Mario Brothers, the old Mario Brothers, that's retro. Chrono Trigger is retro now. I played the hell out of that too. Never finished it. That's okay. I think I've got it for mobile now. I could always go back and do so. Who else here likes retro gaming? Everyone went quiet all of a sudden. No bites? Can everyone hear me? Secret of Mana. Oh, I've heard that game was really good. Cat, was that on... I know they made that for one of the Game Boy systems, but... Was that on, like, Sega... crap, what was it called? The Sega Mobile device. Sega... no, the Saturn wasn't it. That was their CD one. Game Gear. That's what I'm thinking of. Earthbound. Yup. Wasn't Earthbound part of the Mother series? Ha! Fair enough, Whispers. Hey, I'm right there with everyone. I heard it was a really good game. Yeah, it was Mother 3. Okay. Okay, so Secret of Mana was SNES. I could not remember. I think they did a port to Game Boy Advance or to DS at some point. And maybe it was a sequel. Tails Gaming like the wrestling games. Diddy Kong Racing. Wario Land. Okay, so I'm about to give you my hot take of the evening, because this is going to be unpopular opinion. I'm going to lose subscribers over this. I was never a big fan of Mario Party. Of them, Mario Party 1 was pretty good, but I didn't like any of the sequels. Dig Dug. Oh my god. I have played that game. It's been so long. Defender was good. Hey, nothing wrong with Atari. Nothing wrong with Atari. That was the first system No. I actually played Atari after I played NES, because my uncle owned one. And Space Invaders. I just Space Invaders all day long. And Pong. I loved Pong. I know, I'm one of those weird guys who actually really likes Pong. I find the game to be a lot of fun. Yeah, Tails Gaming actually nailed it right on the head. It was supposed to be a fun party game, hence the name. And the concept was great, but it was so heavily reliant on RNG that it was not fun for a lot of folks. Nintendo's racket to sell N64. Dude, that is the truest story of all time. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, the RNG factor is what killed it for me. That's one of the things I like about this game, is that the RNG is what you'll receive, not how much you'll receive. The amount of your return is entirely dependent on how much ped you put into killing a mob. Now, whether you'll receive that as skill points, or as loot, or as shrapnel, or as... and there's very little RNG involved. So many people tonight. Thank you so much for coming. Oh, Smash Bros. On the 64 was the best one. And I have it for GameCube, which was still really good, but you just can't beat the experience of playing Smash Brothers on the 64. It's not... you just can't do it. I will say, though, having Smash Brothers even on a GameCube will make you really popular in college. I wasted it in 2006. Oh, here's what Sonic Spinball. I've got Sonic Spinball. I've actually considered doing a live stream of it, but my controller met with an accident, and so I need to wait for them to come back into stock so I can get a new one. Yeah, N64 controllers definitely did it for fighting games, although PlayStation didn't do too bad. Xbox was fine. I don't... Ooh, global. Holy buckets. That is one hell of a global, too. 134 pet. Thank you, Mindark. I got another one earlier today that'll be on tomorrow's video. I think the Mega Collection is actually available on Steam now, Tails Gaming, because that's where I got Sonic Spinball. And it's dirt cheap, too. Go on to Steam. They've got all the Sonic games, as far as I can recall. You have to pick up the Sega Genesis. They actually have an authorized Genesis emulator as part of the Steam download package, and it puts you into like a little room that's very typical of the types of rooms that we had when we were growing up, and it shows you putting the cartridge in, which is kind of quaint, but it's also one of those things that's like, oh my god. Thanks for the congrats. Yeah, mine heart probably is. So the controller that I usually get is I try to get an Xbox controller. It's not because I like it better than PlayStation controllers, just the opposite, and I'm going to be looking at the Logitech when I go to replace it. But the reason I chose the Xbox controller is because the Xbox controller has 0 compatibility issues with Windows, because it's a Microsoft product. And Microsoft got wise that creating a product that's not compatible with your other products is a really dumb fucking idea. So... Whoa, that's a lot of money, Tails. What was Artifact? But yeah, no, that's why I chose an Xbox controller for my first one, which in hindsight was a dumb idea because I bought a third-party Xbox controller. For the record, never buy third-party Xbox controllers. Which I knew, but I was like, I'm not going to use it much. It's just so I can play Dark Souls, which, of course, don't use a third-party Xbox controller on a game like Dark Souls. That's like asking to be killed. Oh, okay. Yeah, if Mindark is watching my stream, I would be in shock. Especially since they should all be in bed right now. Thank you. Yes, let's target the 4 mobs that are on the other side of this valley here, instead of the mob that's right in front of me. Oi. Oof, that sucks. See, I don't think Steam is dead, and I haven't heard that very much. It's just that I think that Valve is. Steam's not dead, Valve is dead. And I don't even think Dota was owned by Valve. Oh, it is published by Valve. Okay. Yeah. I would, except Epic Games might not exist much longer. Yeah, go fix the second part of that, Whispers, and come back after. Or if you're on a laptop, just drag us with you. Come on, man. 21st century. Think 21st century. The other thing about Steam is we finally got the Horizon Zero Dawn port. I haven't bought it yet. It's coming, though. That might end up being my Christmas gift to myself, and then I don't know if I'm going to live stream that or do a Let's Play series or what, but that shit's happening. I have been waiting the opportunity to play this game for a long time. Yeah, not to get too political about it, because I don't do politics on my channel at all, and I think I lost all of my likes because of that. What the hell? I had 4 likes, I'm down to 1. That kind of bites. Oh, now it's up to 8. Thank you, everyone. YouTube, what are you doing? Someone mentioned politics and all my likes disappeared. No, it's concerned over investment in Epic Games from China and information and shit like that. So that's as far as this conversation's going. We're going to like drop that, but I am concerned about that because I do have games on Epic Games that I really enjoy. Not the least of which is Journey, a Let's Play that I honestly think that if you haven't played the game, play the game first and then watch the Let's Play. Okay? Not many games can put me into tears. And I say that with absolutely no shame. I was in tears at the end of this game. I was. And it would be a shame if it became really hard to play that. So that's my recommendation to everyone. You know, after the stream or sometime this week, pick up Journey. It's not an expensive game. And it's not an overly long one either. It's about the length of Portal. And it is. The game is absolutely amazing. Again, left me in tears, and that's not an easy thing to do. Really, I looked at it earlier today, and it's going for $50 on Steam. What, Horizon Zero Dawn? No, this came out about 2 years ago. It was a PS4 exclusive. I watched a Let's Play by Christopher Odd on it back when it came out, because I will never own a PS4. Kind of a shame, because there's a couple of really good exclusives, but I don't do console gaming anymore. I'm not set up for it. I'm not in a position to be able to have that many different systems. It's just not beneficial to me at this point in my life. So, like, even all of my beloved consoles that I do have, I've got my PS2, I've got my Xbox 360, I have my Nintendo, my NES, and my Super Nintendo, all in a chest sitting, about 3 meters from me. But I haven't been able to console. I'm just not set up to console games, so I was like, well, I'm never going to be able to play it, so I'll watch this Let's Play. Because they said that they weren't going to port it, and now 2 years later they're porting it to Steam. And part of me is really happy because now I'm going to get to play it, and part of me is kind of bummed because I won't be able to do it blind. Thanks on the mini. Hello, lag. There we go. Yeah, I do pretty good on minis. I don't know why. I actually think that the majority of my good hunts are... I could go an entire hunt without a single global, but with the number of minis makes up for it. I also find that frequently converting your shrap to ammo tends to increase the possibility of you getting globals. That's my own suspicion. I think it has something to do with the way that it uses the conversion to calculate how much money you're putting in. And that's my hot take on the Ludius algorithm. Kinda, sorta, but not really. Like, I've never been huge into thriller games, although I think it's because I just haven't found one that really speaks to me. One that I wish I could try, but I would want it ported to a modern, to like have it that be remastered, is Silent Hill 2. I heard it was done really, really well, and so I would do that just because it was done. I mean, everyone who's played it says it was done really well. Now, keeping in mind when it was made, it was really well for the time period it was done in, but apparently the atmosphere on it is unbeatable. I did do my first, or not my first live stream, it was my... Wait, was it my first? No, I want to say it was my second. I did a whole live stream series on Subnautica, which took me a long time, actually. That was a really good game. And that shit gets scary toward the end. Like I'm glad I wasn't playing... There's a VR version of it, and I am really glad I wasn't playing it in VR, because I would have been terrified. So, to that extent, yes. But there's a... If you're talking, like, classical horror, not really. I'm not opposed to doing it, I just haven't. That's odd, I lost all my likes again. Are y'all trolling me? I will say, if you can do me a favor, and if you are watching, thank you for joining. And please consider smashing the like button. It really helps me in the algorithm, get me climbing up the scale. I appreciate the support. We've had some good topics tonight. We have. You know, we went into hardware, and then we went into other games. And Mindark dumped a global on me because we weren't talking about Entropia Universe. Oh, have we got a second one? We do have a second one. This could get interesting. Come on, burn him down. How are we doing here? Oh, good, I did remember to repair after my last one. Yeah, that wasn't bad. I think YouTube is just having a day. Because, yeah, I've seen them spike up and down, and I don't know if there are a bunch of people who are co-conspiring to just, like, hit and unclick the like button just to troll me, which I doubt. But, you know what? I have friends that would do that. But, I think YouTube is just having a day, so if y'all could do me a favor, make sure that you've got the like button hit. I'd really appreciate it. And hopefully when YouTube sorts itself out, it'll figure out what it's doing. Oh man, a Hoff on stream, I'd probably wake up my house. Not gonna lie. That would be amazing. Ah, the likes jumped back up to 11. And down to 10. Go home, YouTube, you're drunk. Ironic, because I actually am not drinking for once on stream. All right. So we're actually doing really good loot-wise. 98 ped in kidney oil. We've already converted 200 ped in ammo. Yeah, we're cycling good here. And more importantly, I'm crawling up to that 30,000 long-tooth kill points. Ugh. Come on. Which reminds me. I'm gonna have to replace that lead champ here pretty quick. Ugh. Like, probably before my next vid. I think I have one left in storage, so that'll be okay. I have received a Hoff before. For those of you who aren't familiar, a Hoff is a Hall of Fame. So, this is the Hall of Fame. And it gives you all of the highest loots, and I think it's the top 100. Roughly, yeah. Loots, the top 100 globals in the last 24 hours, and then all-time high. And as you can see, of all time, it's 331,968 ped, which for those of you playing the home game is $33,196.80. That's US dollars. No, I'm not joking. That was one loot by one person back in 2013. See if we have one more. 2016s are on here. They're all pretty good. 2010, 2014. So, my one Hall of Fame happened during my first Merry Mayhem. And it was 897 ped. Hey, we got a Scotty C93. Hey, Scotty, how's it going? Good to see you, man. And we got a Red Devil. Wow, so many people today. Thank you so much for coming. So, we've only got one global, if I remember correctly. But yes, apparently I'm hitting minis all... I'm apparently hitting minis all day long, which is awesome. I'm not going to bitch about it. I just don't notice the minis. Thanks, Freakin' Rican. Wow, we got the whole party here. Things have been alright, especially tonight, apparently. Everything is going okay. YouTube's a bit drunk because it can't decide how many viewers I've got watching or how many likes I have. But other than that, it's been awesome. A mollusk for 1,200. Hey, 1,200 peds, nothing to sneeze at. That's a really good Hoff. Hey guys, while I got you all here, I want to give a shout out to my patrons. You know, the support that they provide me is deeply appreciated. And, you know, it's the fact that they provide that support, it blows me away. So I want to shout out to Red Kryptonite, who for a long time was my only patron. And he's just, thank you so much. I don't know if Red is currently in the stream, but thank you so much for all of the support. And to my two new patrons, Jay Lambertson and Game Citizen, both of which became patrons this week. So thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. You guys are great. I wasn't bad talking PS4. I just said I'd never own one. It's not because I dislike PlayStation. I love PlayStation. However, it is difficult to financially juggle multiple platforms. And I can't do that. Yeah, I bet I did have 3 dislikes. You know, I have not done enough mining to warrant getting even a global. I really should take some time and correct that. I have focused so much on hunting. Like, let's take a look at the difference in profession levels, okay? My highest hunting profession level, combat professional level, is 45, and that's swordsman. No big surprise there, right? Now let's go to... Oh, that's looter. It's construction, so it'd be in resource gathering. Miner. 1. Yeah, that's pretty terrible. Global! Holy buckets. What have we got going on here? 69 ped. Very interesting number. Thank you, Mindark. Yeah, Scotty, that's just, I mean, thank you for the congrats, Tails. It's really about the, you know, if I'm going to do it, I've got to juggle it. And I don't have the capability. I don't even have the space for a television right now. I'd have to replace my computer monitor, and I don't have the space on my desk for a console along with my gaming computer. And so I had to make a decision. It wasn't an easy decision to make, but I decided to go with PC. I am looking into getting a PS5 when it comes out, because it's supposed to have 100% backward compatibility all the way to PS1. And I don't care, I will find a way to afford that shit, because that's getting hooked up. And you know there's going to be some retro games on that on the live stream. Can we say Kingdom Hearts? I would totally do Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, I actually have an F-101, which I discovered the hard way. It's like, oh, there's no long tooth that direction. There we go. When you first get into the game and you buy a Katsuichi for a sword because you think it's going to be better, and then you find out that you're losing ped because you don't have the skills to use it. I discovered that with the F-101. I need to go back, I need to grab the TT miner, and I need to just mine the shit out of, like, well, usually I mine orthos, because that's where you can the oil drops in orthos are much more common for obvious reasons. I mean, that's how I fuel my ships, is I'll go on a mining run in orthos and just drop probes until I get enough oil, or I'll hunt the drones there, because the drones have as much chance of dropping oil as the freaking probes do at my level. In fact, I think the last time I fueled up my Sleipnir, it was all on oil acquired off of drones, so think about that for a second. Tails, are you talking the F-101 or the F-105? I mean, of course I can use it. It's just the efficiency level is terrible. Nightmare creatures. I'm gonna have to look into that one. Apparently there was a port to Windows too, so it might be available on Steam. Yeah, I only drop for end matter. Which according to some is the wrong way to do it when it comes to skill build, but I mean end matter is where the money is. And I use the oil for my own ships. Where in Atlantis would I use an F-101? Are you talking out to the west of the city? Of Port Atlantis? Mostly when I'm running up through there, I'm chopping down trees. Which it's been a hot minute since I've done that too. Ore is where the money is. No, I can believe it, because that's how you make things like guns. Yeah, it is more expensive, because it takes twice as many probes to drop for ore as it does to drop for energy. Oh, the archipelago. I never even thought of that. I keep forgetting the archipelago is there, so for those of you who aren't familiar, when he said Atlantis, I thought about Port Atlantis, which is this city here. It's the largest extant city in the game as far as I know. Because you've got Zykion Citadel, but that place has been completely annihilated. This is the Atlantis archipelago. And it's all low level, so, you know, beginning hunters can go there. There's some good distance between the islands. There's some good exploration, actually. But I never even thought to mine it. Northeast, south. Don't most people drop either northeast, south, or west of the teleporter? There's not a whole lot of other directions to go. Or are you talking go due northeast, south, or west, not like north by northwest? No joke. Huh. Truth be told, at some point I want to get into crafting. Or become a good enough miner to where the profits from the mining are sustaining me. But the amount of grind and being someone who's fighty to begin with, I don't know if I don't know. I've never given it a shot. I probably should, but I've never given it a shot. I'm curious as to why you think crafting is a scam, Tails. Because most of us rely on crafters to get our equipment. My sword came from a crafter. I don't know, I guess it would depend. As long as you view it as an investment, not a loss, because I mean you still got to get those skill points up, man. And define EP for me, because that's not a term I'm familiar with, and I've been playing the game a while. Oh yeah, and amps have high markup. Amps have really high markup relative to their TT cost. But that's what I'm talking about, is it's like, you know, there are two types of people. And this is actually going to play into Entropia universe really well. You've got the miners, and then you've got the shovel sellers. You know, win or lose, the miners still need the shovel. Which in this game is the finders, but you know what I mean. And that's why I think crafting is the way to go. Oh, explosive projectiles. Yeah, I get it. And I know that explosive projectiles are the fast way to get that skill, but... You know... It's a process. And, I mean, if all you're doing is doing explosive projectiles, then what you're doing is it's, frankly, in my opinion, it's the easy way out. So I think that you get more loss off of crafting explosive projectiles than you would going around and finding the parts to do things like, oh, what are they called? Like the basic filters and shit. And you're going to lose out on those too, because what you're doing is you're gaining the experience to earn better later. It's just like going through trade school or going to college. It's an investment in yourself. You're investing in the skills. As long as you're using the correct blueprint, it shouldn't be that huge a deal. Yeah, it is a lot of work, but that's true of life. That's why I call Entropia Universe a platform that's simply a cyberpunk simulator for life. Or a sci-fi simulator for life. It's not really cyberpunk. There's no neon. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us tonight. We're up to 15 people. I really appreciate all the support. It makes me feel so good to know that so many people are coming to watch. It's thank you. So, tonight we've been talking about computer hardware, computer software, specifically games, and now we're on Entropia crafting, which Tails Gaming made a really good point, is that when you're crafting in Entropia, you know, it's a long-term, and it's the long game. It really is. But it's just like in real life. You know, do you want to be the miner, or do you want to sell the miner the shovel? And if you're selling the miners the shovels, you'll always have a market. Being a miner is harder. And hunting is no different from being a miner in this context. We're just harvesting from mobs rather than harvesting from the ground. You know, I don't know if at any point I'd ever do like a whole live stream mining. I might try it sometime. I don't think that would be a long one. I think that would get kind of, well, I guess it wouldn't get boring either, because it's not much different from hunting, is it? It's repetitive. But yeah, no, I get the crafting argument. But Julian, what? Ooh. By PvP mining, are you talking mining in a PvP zone, or are you talking about going and hunting other players for fun? Like in space. Because I avoid lootable PvP, and I am not a pirate. But if I'm fired upon, I will fire back. At some point soon, I do plan on doing a video, probably on my trip out to Cyrene. I'll stop in one of the training areas, probably take a roundabout route, stop in one of the training areas, and do a space video. That will not be live streamed, because I ain't having nobody stream snipe me while I'm covered in loot. Oh, I mine in Orthos. When I do mining, it's almost always in Orthos. Why the hell did I receive protection? Pretty sure that was a glitch because I'm not seeing it. Oh, there it is. Wow. Oh, I wonder if that's the new reward for Leave Us. That's interesting. Either that or it's a random proc. Cool. Hey, I'm not going to complain about extra protection that doesn't affect my armor. Yeah, that's the smart thing to do. Especially if you're in PvP 4. But unfortunately, I can't bring myself to yeah, thanks, Scotty. Ass. I can't bring myself to do anything in like lootable PvP on purpose. No, that's what I wanted. I'm sure at some point I will, just for the lulz. You just have to avoid other players, because all too often, like in PvP 4, if you run into another player in PvP 4, they've probably got a bodyguard that's carrying like an LR55, which will one-shot most players, especially if it's amped properly. And I mean, I play a tanky avatar, and I've seen some of these Ubers, they're running around with a gun that just, they shoot your Sleipnir out of the sky with a pistol. And I'm kind of quoting Delusionist there, but it's true. I had it happen to me. I decided to mess around one day, and so I went all the way over here, which is the oil rig, and I decided to bomb the vehicles of the Ubers over there just for giggles. And one of them just one-shot me with his rifle. It was just like, boom, done. Well, I laughed. I laughed really hard, actually. And they were good sports about it, because, you know, I went on, like, that was awesome, you did that in one shot, and they were like, yeah, no kidding, right? Yeah. Well, I don't know what the effective range of a plasma rifle is. Because, like, all of our laser rifles and BLP weapons have a relatively short range. But we have to remember the distances in this game are condensed. Because, like, a BLP weapon should be able to hit a target at 500 meters. And that's not the case in this game. Some of the bigger BLP weapons should be able to bullseye targets at 1,000 meters with or without a, well, with a scope. Because, you know, there has to be some game balancing restrictions, but seriously, I look at the ranges in this game sometimes and I kind of shake my head because I know better. Yeah, Scotty, if I was worried about people taking not knowing I was joking and taking what I say the wrong way, I would not talk about stabbing my friends in reference to fencing without qualifying that it's in reference to fencing. You know, because friends are for stabbing. Oh, you don't have a stream sniping kit. I just caught that. Yeah, I don't believe you anymore, Scotty. Now I gotta watch out for you, man. Come to think of it, I know that it's lootable PvP, but I'd love to do like just an exploration of the contaminated zone. These would all have to be pre-recorded. I will not go into lootable PvP if I am on live stream. Nope. Mess with the crabby, you get the stabby. Uh-oh. Tails is coming up with something. In this game? Highest level mob. So, wait. As a group? Or as an individual? Because I've done some group hunting of higher level mobs. Okay, so I think the highest successful hunt I had was an Aatrox, and it was like level 30, 32. I did a group hunt. I honestly crashed Bonnie's stream last week. And, the frickin' devs were actually involved in all kinds of hilarity. And, I think the highest one we had there was like 120. And I thought she had posted the replay on our YouTube, because I was going to link it to you, and I don't see where she did that. So I'm going to pull up her Twitch page. And, let's see. I'll see if I can't find the VOD. It's friggin' hilarious. Let's see. I can't find it, and I'm trying to be quick, but I will, I'll PM her and see if I can't find out when she's going to post this video so I can link it to you guys, because it was friggin' hilarious. Just like mutated chirpies. You haven't been embarrassed until you've been murdered by a frickin' chicken. It's like Zelda chicken. And these things one-hit me. It's like level 87. Peck dead. And I'm pretty sure it was under control of the devs, because I would be well out of the range and all of a sudden they'd be on top of me with its 2 Aatrox escorts. Friggin' hilarious. Haven't heard anything new about Below Zero. I believe it's still in early access. Yeah, they are. Chirpies. Chirpies I have learned to be terrified of. Chirpies are horrifying. In the EU Discord, I was calling them the Chirpy from hell. Because it's basically what it was. But no, that was a lot of fun. And I think that's the highest level mob I have ever deliberately tried to hunt. I did come too close to the salad shooters that are in Zykion Citadel. I did not realize they were there, and all of a sudden one was on top of me, and I was very, very dead. But I don't really classify that as hunting them. They more like hunted me. But the location of that particular hunt was way down here at LA-10. And I'm able to tank the Aatrox there without any real issues. As long as not too many of them are attacking at once. But hoy vey. They were dropping all kinds of shit on us. And I got a lot of my codex, like the Aranatrox. Let's see, the Borum, which I really can't show. Not to, yeah, the Borum. I can't believe they got away with this thing. Male and female. Probably, it's a good thing I'm not monetized. The Chirpy. Daspletters. That was one that I got while there. Aomon was one of the creatures they dropped on us. The Equus they dropped on us. Oh, the Furrer they dropped on us. The Gokibusagi. The Hoglo, which I'm nowhere near the level to be able to hunt these. Oh wow, they look cool. The Utumatrox. The Krelton, I hope I'm pronouncing these correctly. The Mulakh. Nekonu, the Oscillium, which is just a Kerberos on crack. The Protarion, which, yeah, not even gonna go there. These things suck. The Rextellum, which is just a Rad Scorpion. Scipulor, second entity. These things are scary. So, those are the creatures I ran into down there. Thank you, devs. So, Freakin' Reekin', in my opinion, farming evade skills. The people who do the suicide farming, I guess it does the job. It's not how I would go about doing it. If you're going to farm evade skills, I think the most efficient way to farm evade skills is to actually do swunting. Like, go to Half Moon Cove, that's up here, and swunt the Sabakuma there. You know, you sweat them out, and you can either turret them, or if you want some weapon skills, use a TT weapon to kill them, and then rinse repeat. You're gonna get the evade skills, you're gonna get the attack skills if you're not turreting them, and you get the sweat that you can turn around and sell. That's how I did it. I honestly think that's the better way of doing it. I'm not someone who likes waiting for respawn timers over and over and over and over again. Once you've got some of those skills up, swap to a melee weapon. I mean, as you all know, I am almost exclusively melee, or I'm primarily melee. I can't say exclusively anymore. I'm primarily melee. And it has a lot of benefits attached to it. First off, you do end up with more evade skills than shooters of the same level, whether they are any ranged character. Any ranged character, whether it's Mind Force or pistols or rifles, doesn't matter. You're going to wind up with more evade skills because you're towing it with them. I would encourage you to find a way to do it without armor if possible. If you do have to use armor, which you're going to have to use armor, especially in the beginning. I personally use Tyrellian armor, but Tyrellian armor is just Pixie from Cyrene. I don't think it's a straight reskin, but it's very, very similar. I used Tyrellian for over a year before I bought my Ghost, and it works great for me. And my evade skills are high enough now to where the amount of decay on my Ghost is nowhere near where it used to be. Yeah. The other thing you're going to get when you're doing melee, look at my weight carry capacity. 361 kilograms. To my knowledge, out of all of the streamers and YouTubers that I know, I think I have the highest weight carry capacity. I don't. No, that may not be true. Death House may have a higher one. I don't know for sure. I haven't been able to see Death House's total weight carry because he conceals it. But I think, if I'm not the highest, I think I'm number 2, and it's because I have been straight melee all this time. Which, you know, that has limited utility. It does mean that I'm one hell of a mule. And it means I don't have to worry about all the shit that I carry on me all the time. I mean, look at my bags. I'm carrying 3 full sets of armor. I'm carrying all of these friggin' weapons. I've got clothes galore on me. I should probably throw some of that into my storage. All of these tools that I keep on me for absolutely no reason other than the lulls. All of these pills. Because, you know, gotta carry all your drugs on you. I don't carry anything there. Some blueprints. But all the pets. All the pets. All my mind force. So, you know, I'm someone who just likes to, like, apparently carry his whole life on him. So I've got a really high strength with which to do so. But that is, in my opinion, one of the better things. Because I can carry stacks of things that people can't. Because they're just too damn heavy. There are not very many things like that, but they do exist, and I've run into that. Yes, it helps a lot when you mine. So, red. Yes and no. Long blades will give you better hits. Short blades will give you better damage. The two skills affect each other, so your knife fighter damage affects your sword fighter damage. Your sword fighter hit affects your knife fighter hit. It is not a 1-for-1, but there is an ancillary effect there. I have wanted to make an effort to work on my knives just to bring those skills up in alignment with each other. And when I go to Cyrene, I plan on taking a bunch of knives with me. The SB-15s. And I'll be primarily hunting the Panleons, which I have had good luck with in the past, in order to grind up those skills. So Scotty, if your carry capacity is that high, what's your hit points like? My core hit points are at 157 before rings. And I don't know, I don't have a real basis for comparison, because most people conceal their hit point amounts. Oh, evade for melee. I think it's 6 to 1, half dozen to the other, to be honest with you, Whispers. Melee is melee. It's based on the amount of times they try to hit you, not what weapon you're carrying. With the new codex system, figure out whichever mobs allow you to get evade on level 26, if any. That's where you want to be hunting. Because every time you cycle at level 26, you just get an evade points. I will say this, do not neglect dodge. Do not neglect dodge. Now, for those of you playing the home game, evade is how you evade. So, evade is how you avoid getting hit when in melee. Dodge is how you avoid getting hit from ranged weapons. Your evade can be the highest thing in the world. If you do not have dodge and you go end up against robots, those robots are just going to punch you full of holes. This goes with dusters on Siren as well. It is really worth taking the time to grind both. Okay, yes, sorry, Whispers. I'm kind of having trouble keeping up with the chat as effectively as I'd like to be, so sorry about that. Okay, fair enough, Scotty. Alright, we're coming into the tail end of the stream now. Convert that over. What do you think? Do you think Mindarch's going to bless us with one more? Do you think Ludius will bless us with one more global in the next 5 minutes? One could hope, of course. You know, I do have to say, the one thing I think that sucks about tiering on a limited weapon is you get it up to whatever tier it's at, and then by the time it's at a tier that would be worth actually putting, like, enhancers into, you gotta throw the damn thing away. So, Joe, that's a really good question. Welcome to the Manor, by the way. This is the first time. I don't know if you've watched my streams before, but I believe this is the first time we've interacted, so welcome. In my opinion, yes. And there's a couple reasons for that. One, there are skills associated with pets, and I don't know what secondary skills might be associated with the pet professions. And so if there's any passive things that are helpful in other places, I would definitely say those are warranted. There are also some pets that come with special abilities. Like there is a Yogg pet you can get from Onria that helps with your mining reload. All of them have a buff to pet skill bonuses, but that's fine. But there's also, like, you can go to a stables and you can purchase a temporary buff to that goes on your pet, but it provides you a buff to something like health or evade or things of that nature. Yeah, and that's just it, Whispers. I'm not going to be spending on extenders until I've got a really high tier weapon, or until I am powerful enough to use, like this, the Katsuichi Honor, at full level. Because you got to be level 100. And yeah, I know it doesn't do the damage of a level 100, but it is a level 100 weapon. And so, like, you'd use that when hunting lower level shit. And I'd amp it up and put extenders on it and all that stuff, and then that would do it. Come on, Ludius. We only have a couple more moments left. How is our amp doing? We have burned through 100 ped worth of that trauma amplifier. Oh, hi. I got a friend. Oh, hey, the collision works so they can't run through each other now. Because this guy wants to spin me in circles for some stupid reason. And the collision's stopping it, which is hilarious. Oh, they finally worked through each other. Now he's going to walk in a circle. Ouch, that actually hurt. Better pay attention or I'm going to die. Heal, heal, heal. I did not expect to have to heal. So that was close. I'm impressed. And we almost made it to 16,000 points. That's good. We have just under 3 weeks left, which means I have to do roughly 1,000 points a day to finish this challenge before iron missions just disappear. Well, no final global. Sad panda. But we got 2 good ones, so I'm not going to complain too much. Okay. We had a really good hunt tonight. Well, I'm glad you were able to catch us live today, Joe. Or catch me live today, Joe. I really appreciate you coming. Figure out how much loot we have. Just 162 just in animal kidney oil. I just want to point out how many kidneys we must have squeezed for all that oil. Think about that for a moment. I mean, in my headcanon, the Otis takes care of everything. And for those of you who don't know what I mean by that, it's the Omegaton digital inventory system. And all of my Entropia fiction references the Otis. Which has actually gotten positive feedback from Planet Partner developers, by the way. I take that as a good sign. Where the hell is Camp Icarus? There it is. Jesus, I only passed it twice. But I can only imagine after every kill we have to go in and like pull out the ingredients for the oil, and then we have to oil them. And bleh. I say that, it's not like I haven't cleaned an animal after a hunt before, but still. Just some of the names of the ingredients, like eye oil. I ain't doing nothing to that poor animal's eyes. Okay, I got no problem cleaning an animal, especially when I'm going to eat it, but I ain't pulling out its eyes. No, yuck. I have limits. 198.21 in loot. Whoops, that's the wrong place. And then repair bill is 110.77. Leaving me with a total profit of 87.44 for the day. I'm going to call that a win. I'm absolutely going to call that a win. Do that repair. So, definitely not going to complain. We just kind of explode them. Fair. So wait, does that mean we just like have all these extra containers and shit to just like catch? Or do we drop them in a machine and just grind them up? You know what? Let's not go there. I don't need this imagery just before bed. There's some dystopian stuff going on here, guys. Not to mention how the hell we managed to pull fully milled 2x4s out of the body of what is essentially a space chicken. Oops, sorry. So, okay, all. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Please like, share, and subscribe down below. We are on the road to 13 million subscribers, one subscription at a time. So make sure you subscribe. Also, please consider going to patreon.com/JulianMcBain if you want to support my work. I want to give one more huge shout out to my patrons. Your support is just amazing. I appreciate it. So I'm just going to recognize Red Kryptonite, who has been my patron for a very long time, Jay Lambertson, and Game Citizen. So once again, thank you so much. And we'll catch you in the next one. Looking forward to Friday. See you there.